Sunday Breakfast with Sandra Godley. BBC CWR.
Wonderful stuff. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday Breakfast here with me, Sandra Godley, on BBC CWR. It really is good to have your company. It really is. Now, time for our paper review moment. Jenny Critchlow is a self-help expert who runs the Peace Gym in Claverden. I want to say good morning to you. Hello.
Hi, Sandra, how are you?
Very good, thank you. If I keep speaking up like that, then I run out of breath.
It is, we both went quite high.
I know, I don't know why. It must be a Sunday morning thing, I don't know.
Let's go lower.
Oh, well, you run, just before we jump into the review, just very, very briefly, tell me what you do. You run the Peace Gym. What is that?
Well, before COVID, it was a workshop where I teach everything to do with finding nice, peaceful ways to live, if you like. And now I'm mainly online and sort of twiddling my thumbs a bit until I can get more people in my workshop. But yes, I teach lots of different things, shamanic work and meditation work, and anything that means that inside of us is more peaceful and kind, and that will make a more peaceful and kind outside world.
Wow. Breaking that down then, what's the most common thing that people are asking for help with?
Well, in group work, it tends to be things like anxiety, worrying about stuff. But actually, more and more now with COVID, people are starting to realise that because they can't go outside, they're starting to go inside, and they're starting to notice really that a lot of our chaos is inside of ourselves, in our thoughts.
All right, okay. Right, we'll leave it there, hanging in suspension. Oh, right,
Thanks, Sandra.
Just a bit of a build-up, but it's so valuable what you're doing. Let us talk about the papers then. Story number one that you've chosen, it's from the Daily Express, all about Mr. Trump fighting back. Tell us more about that.
Yes. Oh, it's a great one. Well, I could have picked anything about Trump right now because it's a great one to look at from where I'm standing. And this one is about how he's fighting back, and the secret memo shows his bid to overturn the election result. But really, he's a great example of looking at how we all behave every day. You know, we're far more united by our similarities than our differences. And what he's doing is believing his own narrative. And we do that every day. This is how, us humans are fabulous, and it's how we work. And basically what we want is we want to be right. And we tell ourselves a story, and we forget inconvenient details that mean that story doesn't make any sense. And then we surround ourselves with people who agree with our story, because remembering that a friend is someone who agrees with us. Yes. And then we argue for that story to be true. And we judge and condemn and are upset by those who don't agree with our story. And this is how war starts. When we say we want world peace, actually war begins in us. You know, we're at war every day with those who don't agree with our narrative. And so he's such a fabulous example, whatever our politics, and that's not at all what I'm commenting on. He's a great example of in any situation, in any reality, in any relationship, the strongest belief wins, really.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's just such a fascinating example of how we honestly believe our own narrative.
Absolutely.
And point at those who don't agree. And it makes us judge. You know, we judge who people have relationships with, we judge what people wear, we judge what people do, because it doesn't agree with our narrative. It's fascinating to watch it work. It is,
and we watch with interest. I think that's the word I'm going to use for that story.
Moving on.
Oh my goodness, it changes every day. Story number two then, from the Mirror. Man instantly rejected from job interview after failing trick test at reception. What's that about?
I know. Well, I don't know about the ethics of tricking someone in a job interview, but this is a story. He's nervous. This is a story where a man went for a job interview, and the manager doing the hiring pretended to be the receptionist. And he was quite dismissive and didn't make eye contact. And when she tried to engage him, didn't engage back, and subsequently didn't get the job. And it shows so much about how we treat people, one, based on an immediate judgment, but it shows a lot about where someone is with themselves in how they treat people who are serving us. So, you know, not just a receptionist, a waiter, a waitress, a bus driver, someone who's doing a service for us. And the human ego seeks to feel superior at every minute of the day. And when we're feeling very good and strong in ourselves, we treat everybody in a way that is equal and kind. And when we're not feeling great about who we are and we're feeling empty, we will exert this superiority on people who serve us. So it's a really good way of seeing where someone is with themselves.
Yes, pretty complex, isn't it? It really, really is. I
It is.
I was on a train one day, and this guy picked up his phone, so everyone could hear his conversation. And he rang somebody, and clearly he was pretending to. Well, he was pretending to be an angry customer, but he was the boss of this person on the other end of the phone, and just pretended that something was wrong, and just complained and complained. Everyone could hear him. Then afterwards, rang somebody else and said, "Well, I was a mystery shopper, trying to pretend that I was one person," but. Really just awful telling this person off because of the way they handled the call. Just, I don't know. It's an interesting one, how we psychologically fight these kind of wars. Thank you for that story. Number 3 now. The Guardian, Jake the dog helped me to feel normal again. What?
Yeah, this is a collection of stories, Sandra, and they're really nice. And I think I wanted to end with something really, really nice and lovely. Is that, and really, it's a collection of stories of kindness in the pandemic. So yeah, so Jake the dog helped me to feel normal again. So some neighbours lent a lonely person a dog, and friends threw another friend a virtual holiday, and people have found treats on their doorstep and stuff. And really, what it's about, or what I'm looking at it from my angle, is that our body doesn't know the difference between fact and fiction. So if you're watching a scary movie, your body thinks you're in danger. And so focusing on all the lovely stuff means that our internal narrative, which is what we've been talking about, becomes kinder and nicer. And in the end, it's all about creating the world inside how we want it to be outside. So being kind and loving and nurturing to others and to ourselves means that we live inside of ourselves in a world that is much more pleasant, and then we're more pleasant on the outside. So it's just focusing on these really lovely stories. It's really nice collection of stories.
Oh my word, I bet you love just studying people. I mean, there's a lot that you can get out of that story about how unusual we are. I know, I can tell.
Yeah,
definitely.
I know. We're ace.
We are ace, complex but ace. But before you go, you're going to be doing our thought for the day today, and I'm really looking forward to that. But do just give me a little hint about what you're going to be talking about.
It's about thoughts, and I think that the most profound thing a human can realise is that at any minute of the day we are completely free to change our thoughts, and when we change our thoughts, we change our world. Very basically. Actually, it sounds a bit deeper now than when I recorded it.
I love that. All right, well, we'll listen to your version that you're going to present to us a little later in the show. Thank you so much, Jenny, for your thoughts. Great stories that you've chosen today from the paper, and all the very best. I'm looking forward to your thought for today as well. Keep on going.
Thanks, my pleasure, Sandra. Lovely to chat.
Wonderful. She's great, isn't she? Awesome. Harry Styles now.